Good morning once again. Welcome back to VLSI classes. So in the last class we have discussed about your design rule process. I hope you all remember the design rules. So before moving to our next topic, that is about stick diagrams, we'll just revise what are the design process or the design rules that we have discussed in the last class. So what is a design process or a design flow? It is nothing but it is a sequence of operation that transforms the IC designers, which makes you or the designer to make a layout in which model or which data GDSII data, nothing but geographical database standard for information interchange. So what happens, why we are going for this design process or the design flow? As that the designer will having a flow chart which helps the designer to go through a proper chip creation process relatively which will be very smooth, and it will be catching an eye in your market so that the product will be sold very easily. So we have to see whether all this process is going on properly or not. So that's the reason we are going for this your VLSI design flow. So in this we will be having two ends, one is front end and the back end. So we have seen in the first part, in the front end part, we have seen the design entry, okay, which level you are. Before the design entry we have already seen that what is the process, what is the design synthesis, like what are the things you are going to use in that one. So then next we will be having logic synthesis, where you will be having all the netlist and connection between your logical blocks and all. Then partitioning, you have to partition all that one. A big system has to be partitioned into small, but overall it will give you a single output. We have given example of your vending machine, correct? Then we have to see pre-layout simulation, whether it's properly working or not. So this is the first part that comes to you as your front end part. In the back end you will be having a floor planning, means for which area, for which transistor, which area that is required, what is the space that you will be going to use in that one. Then you will be having the placements, where particularly which blocks, where you have to keep your blocks and all. Then you will be routing, the proper routing or the proper connection that has to be given. Circuit extraction, nothing but you have to give your resistance and capacitance properly. Then post layout simulation. Post layout simulation is that where you will be checking that all these connections and spacing, keeping or placement of your all transistor resistors or all the equipments are proper or not. If it is like okay, well and good, you are getting the good output from your post layout simulation, then you will be going for the next step, finishing step, correct? So that is how your design flow of the VLSI will be working. So I have given an example also here. We'll see that example. See, this is your partitioning type, where I have given the proper example for your partitioning. See, we are having the gates. Okay, these gates where we have first and second gate that are given to your NAND gate is given to the NOR gate. Again you have to give the NAND gate, and at last for the NOT gate. So this is how we are going to partition. If it is two condition have been given, first and second, that is here you are having a bad condition. See, first NAND gate and second NAND gate, they are connected here. So it's a bit confusing for your people, isn't it or not? 3 and 4 again they are interconnected through this layout. Again you have to keep 3 and 4. You will be getting the input for the 6th NOR gate, from where the output of the NOR gate should be given for input of your NAND gate. See, it's a bit confusing. So the connection or the partitioning is very much difficult. So here we are given the proper interconnection or the proper partitioning has been done. First and second NAND gates have been given, whose output is given to the one of the input terminal of your NOR gate, which we have given in the 5th NOR gate. Again 6th, your 7th NAND gate, the output of your 5th NOR gate has to be given as one of the input of your 7th NAND gate. So you have to see the proper partitioning is done or not. So it is very important, fine. So that was your VLSI design flow process. I hope you are all clear with the VLSI design flow process. So in today's class we are going to see our next topic, that is nothing but your stick diagrams. So what is a stick diagram? We'll start with the stick diagrams with the definition part. Okay, a stick diagram is nothing but a cartoonic layout for your application. So if I'll take an example that I am preparing a robot, okay, For that one we need a chip, an IC. For that IC, what are the properties of your layout, that all how many transistors we all require, etc. that will be there. So for all that one we need a first layout, a stick diagram, means a rough figure. So stick diagram is a cartoonic layout from which you will be getting all your information that where it has to be interconnected. So stick diagram is a diagrammatic representation of a chip layout that helps to abstract a model for design of full layout from traditional transistor schematic. Or we can say that these stick diagrams are used to convey the layer information with the help of the color coding. Here we are using the colors. We usually draw this all stick diagram by using your color pencils. You have to use color pencils for showing all these different layers. So VLSI is completely about your fabrication process. You have to layer, we have to prepare chip. So for the conveniency, for easily representation in diagrammatic format, we are going for the stick diagrams. So what does stick diagrams convey us? They convey us the layer information with the help of the color code. I'll give the link of the NMOS fabrication process also. What are the steps we have used for your fabrication? Just whenever you are having the doubt, you go back to that video. Just see what are the fabrication steps. We'll be relating that all steps in your stick diagrams. Okay, ma'am. So this designer draws a freehand sketch of the layout using colored lines to represent the various process layers such as diffusion, metal and polysilicon. So I hope you all remember in NMOS fabrication we are having silicon dioxide layer, then we had polysilicon layer, then we had diffusions for NMOS. If you are going to prepare an NMOS transistor, we require P diffusion. If you are going for the PMOS transistor, we require N diffusions. We have to add impurities, and for the interconnections we are going to use the metals. So all these metals and all these layers, like layers, we are having different layers of diffusion and a layer of metal, then layer of polysilicon. For all this one we are having the different colors, and this designer use a freehand sketch of this layout by drawing different colored lines. So by using this it will be very easy, like which kind of IC you are going to prepare, right? So for that one we will be seeing our next one. So this is the example of your stick diagrams, how we are going to use. Suppose, see what is this, we will be having a tabular column also. What are the requirements for your stick diagrams, we will see that one also. So this green color, first example I am giving for here is NMOS design. Okay, so this green color is used for N diffusion. See, I have given the same color lining, so the same color text also I have given over here. So this green color is used for N diffusion. Please do remember this and use color pencils for this one also. So N diffusion, you are having green color. Brown is used for P diffusion. Red is for polysilicon. After silicon dioxide we use a polysilicon layer for that one, correct, in fabrication process. So for red color is for polysilicon. Blue color linings is always for metals. Metal is nothing but your interconnection part. So blue color linings are for metal. Yellow is used for implants. Wherever you are using for depletion mode transistor for NMOS, we will be using this yellow implant, and specially black are used for your contact cuts. Wherever you are having the contact between your transistor and a metal, you will be having some connection between them, no, contact cuts. At that particular point we will be showing that contact cut with your black points or the black dots. Okay, so for the contact cuts you will be having this black color. You remember all these colors that are very important. Green is for N diffusion, red is for polysilicon, brown is for P diffusion, blue is for metal, yellow is for implant, and black is for contact cuts. Okay, for all this interconnection of wires all in different layers, we will be using this stick diagrams. I hope you all are good at this one now. Okay, so based on this design rules or these parameters, this VLSI designer prepares the layout diagrams for various applications. Okay, it completely depends upon the applicationer, that which kind of IC you are going to prepare and what is the rough figure that designer has to be drawn. So based on these design rules, we have to draw all this one. Okay, so these handwritten or they are hand drawn on this normal paper, and or they can also be prepared by using the CAD tools or the CAD VLSI tools that will be used for them. Okay, so either we can draw this hand drawn, but also we are also having this CAD VLSI tools where you are going to prepare the stick diagrams, and one more figures are also there. They are called as layout diagrams or the layout figures. They are also done by using either by hand roughly drawn or either by using your CAD VLSI tools, CAD tools. Okay, then next see, we'll give an example for this one of your stick diagrams. I am taking an example of your CMOS. First we'll see greens for end diffusion, red is for polysilicon, blue is for metals, black for contact cuts, grey for the overglass or it is not applicable usually, and this is the mask layout. As I have told, there is one more figure or one more encoding process. This is stick diagrams. You are having layout diagram also. There we will be giving the proper what we'll say values for everyone. So complete mathematical we will be using this one. So this is the tabular column of your stick diagrams. It is very important. You might be having a question regarding this. So next we'll see an example. So this is a tabular column of that one. So so before going to see an example, there are some rules for your stick diagrams. We'll just go through that rules once. So stick diagram having some rules. There are 4 particular rules in that one. The very first one is, when 2 or more sticks of the same type cross or touch each other, that represents the electrical contact. For example, if you are having blue represents your metal. If 2 metals, these 2 sticks are interconnecting or crossing each other or touching, means there is some electrical contact in between them. Or 2 polysilicons, if they are having interconnection between them, it means that there is some interconnection between them. So here we are having the interconnections. This is the first rule. Okay, which interconnection? It means we are having some electrical contact in between that. And the second rule, when 2 or more sticks of different type cross or touch each other, there is no electrical contact. If electrical contact is needed, we have to show the connection explicitly. Means separately we have to show the connections, but we don't have the connections, right? So if you are these 2 sticks with a different what we'll say 2 more sticks with different types, if they are interconnecting, means there is a contact. Here we have to give the contact cut. Like this is your N diffusion, you are having the contact cut of your metal and P diffusion. So we are giving a black dot over here, and we are having interconnection between your polysilicon as well as your metal. So here we are having a contact. There we will be giving a dot, a black dot. Wherever you are having the interconnections, you are going for the black dots. Fine. So third rule, when the polysilicon crosses the diffusion, it should be represented as a transistor. If it is, we are having a polysilicon over here, if it is crossing your green, then it is a transistor. Now this is which transistor? This is your N transistor. As I have already said, N shows your N diffusion, shows that you are having a N transistor. See here, N diffusion. Green shows your N diffusion. P shows your P diffusion. Sorry, brown shows your P diffusion. So this is your N transistor. If you are having like this, then it is your P transistor. So when a polysilicon crosses the diffusion, then it is representing a transistor. Fine. And the last rule, if a NMOS is for a CMOS representation, we are having a dotted line in between that, as to avoid touching between your N diffusion and P diffusion. So all P diffusion must lie on one side of that line, and all N diffusion should be lying on the other side of the line. So this is the fourth rule, that is nothing but CMOS will be having a demarcation line which is drawn as in between your PMOS transistor and the NMOS transistor, as to avoid interconnection between these two. Means there should be a line, but they should not overlap that one. So all these P transistors will be lying in the one side, on the other side you will be having N transistor, and there should be a dotted line, and that line is called as your demarcation line. So there are 4 basic rules for your stick diagrams. The very first rule is when you are having 2 sticks of same type will be crossing, then there is an electrical contact, but mostly we don't need any electrical contacts. Okay, if we require in any particular application, that will be showing separately, right? So next, second rule is 2 or more sticks of different types will be crossing each other, then there should be a contact cut should be there, and that contact is shown in the black dot. Okay, this is the black dot, this one you have to show the contacts, black for the contact areas. Then the third rule is a polysilicon is crossing, when a polysilicon is crossing diffusion, then it is shown that there is a transistor, or it represents a transistor. See, this is your polysilicon red one, it is crossing your green line, that is N diffusion, then it is a NMOS transistor. Then your polysilicon is red, which is crossing the brown, then it is a P transistor, right? Then for designing a CMOS transistor or a CMOS inverter, we require P transistor as well as the N transistor, but their area should be separated. So for the separation, we have to show the separation. So what is the fabrication process of CMOS? We have seen the twin tub process, N well process, and P well process. We are having some separate wells or twin tubs. We will be using 2 separate tubs for preparing your CMOS. Here also we require, but as we are drawing, we have to separate this PMOS and NMOS. For that one, we are using or drawing a line in between that one, as to avoid touching of PMOS and NMOS transistor directly, and that particular line is called as demarcation line. Okay, so this line shows the difference, that all the P transistor device or the PMOS devices will be one side, on the other side of that line will be having the NMOS devices. Clear? So I hope you are clear with the rules. We'll see one example. See, stick diagram for CMOS inverter. Directly first I have given the CMOS inverter, then the next we'll see in the NMOS inverter example. So what is a CMOS inverter? It is nothing but the combination of your NMOS device as well as the PMOS device. Here I have given the table for your notations of your stick diagrams. This is the circuit diagram where you are having the NMOS transistor and PMOS transistors. They both are connected to as an input. Here V in you are getting the input, at the X bar you are getting the V out output. As it is an inverter, obviously if you are giving the 0 as the input, 1 will be the output, X you are giving the input, X bar will be the output. Correct? These are the gates. These both gates are connected to give you the input V in. Right? So this is your P transistor. For P transistor, P diffusion, which line we have to use? See, remember every time, first we have to draw the rails, VDD and ground. These two we have to draw, VDD and ground, and this VDD and ground, because obviously they have to be interconnected, we have to give the input voltage VDD, then we have to go to the ground. For this one we will be using always blue line, metals. Okay, metal one, these blue lines will be given for VDD and ground. After drawing, first step we have to draw these 2 lines. Then second step you have to draw the transistors. First, which transistor you are having here? That is your PMOS transistor. For PMOS transistor, the color of the line should be brown. For here we have drawn brown. Okay, stop over here. We have to now go for the NMOS transistor. What is the NMOS transistor you are having here? Green diffusion. Correct? We have drawn the green diffusion. We are having a demarcation line over here as to separate your PMOS and NMOS transistor. Okay, we have got a demarcation line over here. Now we have to connect these 2 transistors as to get the output. Correct? Though we have, before that we have to get the input also. How we are getting the input? You have to draw a polysilicon over here. See, go back to the NMOS fabrication process. After laying the polysilicon layer only, we are getting the connections of your gate terminals. Okay, so we are adding for contact of your input terminals, we are having a layer of polysilicon. Polysilicon is shown in the red color. So I have a polysilicon here for in P diffusion, one polysilicon layer for N diffusion, and they both are interconnected. From here you will be giving your input voltage. Okay, then you have to see the output. Now this we have to contact, we have to give the interconnection. Now we have to give the connection as the output way out. For this one we are using a metal layer for connecting PMOS transistor and NMOS transistor, a blue line. From here you will be getting output V out. See, you might be getting a doubt why we are not using blue line or the metal layer here. We can also use metal here. Okay, after getting this polysilicon layer, go for a small blue line over here, give a contact cut, and you will be having that your what will say by using a metal you are giving the input. Okay, you can also draw a line. It is what will say negligible. If you use metal line over here, it is okay, or else the designer itself will design that for input we will be using some interconnections. Fine. So blue line also we can draw here. So for polysilicon, for the input side gate terminals we are using red one, for P diffusion brown, for N diffusion green. For interconnection of these both transistor we are using a metal layer or the metal line. Then afterwards you are getting the output. So this is the stick diagram of your CMOS inverter. Very important question. Okay, I have given two more figures similarly for this, for not to stop avoiding the this figure is similar what I have shown. You can also draw this similar figure in this way. It is much more convenient for you people. Okay, see, this is your PMOS transistor, this is NMOS transistor. Green is for NMOS, brown is for PMOS. For both this interconnection of these two transistor I am using a metal layer. That metal layer is here nothing but stick. For gate transmission, for two, as to get the gate terminal we are using a polysilicon layer. I am repeating this once or more times. I have repeated this. For getting the gate layer we are going for the polysilicon layer. So that's the reason we are using a polysilicon layer here for the connection of your inputs. Two gates have been connected, and from where you are getting the input, and this is the output. So this is the stick diagram of your CMOS inverter. I hope you are clear. Please go through with the stick diagrams. If you are having any doubts, please do let me know. Before going to the CMOS inverter, once go back and revise your NMOS fabrication or CMOS fabrication process. What is the fabrication process? How we are getting this layers, how metals have been used, how polysilicon we have used. Okay, then you go for the stick diagrams. That will be very much easy for you people. Fine, ma? Next, see an example for your NMOS inverter. What is NMOS inverter? Single input, single output. Obviously, we will be getting. Here we are having a NMOS transistor. One is with the depletion mode, one with enhancement mode. So whenever you are using a depletion mode, we have to use this contact, yellow contact or yellow implant. Okay. As we are saying the name NMOS inverter, what is N diffusion? What is N diffusion color? Green. Here CMOS we have used, so we are using PMOS brown color and green color separately for two different transistors. But here we are using only NMOS transistor. The very first step what you have to do, draw the two blue lines for VDD and ground. Now we are using only NMOS transistor. These both are NMOS transistor. So what I will do, I will draw a complete green line. Correct or not? So it is N transistor completely. Now the above one is your depletion mode transistor, and that from input you are getting from your gate terminal. So for the gate terminal polysilicon we will be using, and that polysilicon we are giving it as depletion mode. As it is a depletion mode, we are giving as an yellow implant or yellow color implant. So from here you will be getting the input or output, sorry. Then from here at the blue line, see, as I have already said, you can also use blue line here also. Here also you can use the blue line for the inputs. So this blue line is used for your input V in at the enhancement mode device. This is blue line. This is enhancement mode device N transistor, enhancement mode depletion mode device P transistor. From here you will be getting the output. From here you will be getting the input. As it is a NMOS inverter, completely N diffusion I have done. This is how you are going to figure out how the stick diagram will be used. Okay, I'll give an example. See, I have given the example here. This is assignment for you people. You have to draw all this 4 NMOS transistor, PMOS transistor, NMOS transistor stick diagram, CMOS transistor inverter stick diagram, and CMOS NAND gate and CMOS NOR gate. All 4 you have to practice. Okay, I'll be sharing a Google link for you people. Please do draw in a proper white paper with your roll number and name and your branches or IT or EC, then submit it. Okay, this is the assignment for you people in your Sankranti holidays. Okay, I hope that is well and good. You can practice well, right? So all 4 assignments I will be giving, 4 stick diagrams that you have to draw. Okay, listen this carefully. CMOS NAND gate you are going to prepare. So this is the circuit diagram of your CMOS NAND gate, where here 2 you are having PMOS transistors, these 2 are your NMOS transistors. Fine. So this is your stick circuit diagram. I have shown the interconnections here. See, the second part, the second transistor, PMOS transistor, is connected to the P, and the first transistor, this P and N makes you one combination of CMOS. These 2 make you one combination of CMOS. Okay, now we have to get the outputs, as they both are PMOS. For PMOS, what you are using? Which color? Brown color. For NMOS, these both are your NMOS devices. These both NMOS devices I am giving it as NMOS transistors. Now we have to interconnect this PMOS transistor and NMOS transistor. I am interconnecting and getting the output. Now for the connections of your input, that is important. You have to give a layer for gate. From gate terminals you are interconnecting your inputs. So for gate terminals you use polysilicon, and the polysilicon color is given in the red color. So red color A is a combination Q3, Q1 and your Q2 are one combination of CMOS transistor. From here one I am giving one A, this both is A. From here one more connection of CMOS transistor, this is B, polysilicon layer, that is given as red. These both are CMOS, these both are CMOS, and they both are combined, getting the output. And the very first step is give the VDD and ground rail in the blue color. Fine. So I hope you are clear. And you know the truth table of your NAND gate also. Okay, 0 and 0 you'll gives the one output. It is a completely opposite of your what you will say AND gate. Correct? You are you have to give AND gate inverted to that one. Whatever the outputs you are getting at the AND gate output, the same that will be given inverted, and you will be getting the output with your what will say truth table. You have to give me the assignment. Okay, all these figures whatever I have drawn, do practice well and give me the assignment. One more example I have given here, stick diagram for using your NMOS transistor. NOR, you are using a NOR gate over here by using NMOS transistor. I am drawing a NOR by using NMOS. Keep it in the mind. Here I have drawn CMOS NAND gate. C means you are getting P as well as the N transistors. Now you are using NOR gate. You are by using your NMOS transistor. N means only N diffusion. N means your the color should be green. So I have you see the circuit diagram of your NMOS transistor, NOR gate by using NMOS transistors. You are having this one as a N. NOR means we will get a combination of a opposite of OR. So this is inverter what you are using. These both combinations you are having. These 3 are complete your OR gates. Okay, this is these 3 are your NMOS transistors. Okay, so inputs you are having at A and B. By using the truth table you can give us 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 combinations. So here the inputs you are giving us 1 A and B. So the 2 transistor, as we have said, it is a NMOS transistor. You are preparing a NOR circuit by using NMOS transistor. The very first step what you have to go, draw the blue rails for VDD at ground. That is done. Then afterwards one green for NMOS. Okay, from this you are getting the output. Okay, that is equals to A plus B bar. So this is the implant. We are using depletion mode. Only NMOS transistor is used, so that's the reason we are going for the yellow. And this polysilicon for getting the your gate terminal. From here you are getting the output. You can draw blue line here. Okay, blue for metal. Okay, then one is A. This is your A transistor. From gate you are giving the input. For gate you will be using polysilicon, that is red. One more B. B is the input. You have one more polysilicon here. So this is how you will be drawing your stick diagrams by for different application, for NOR gates, for NAND gates, for CMOS, all of them by using. But you have to keep in mind by which transistor you are going to use. NMOS transistor you are using, that is completely green color. PMOS transistor if you are using, completely brown color. And CMOS, combination of P as well as N, so it is brown and green. So these are the assignment for you people. Once again I'll post this assignment questions in your groups also. I'll share the link Google form, and you have to post all these assignments. So I hope you are clear with the stick diagrams. It is very interesting, ma. Once go back to this, I'll once again repeat definition of your stick diagram. What is a stick diagram? Stick diagram is nothing but a diagram which is represented in the diagrammatic manner as to show the chip layout that helps to abstract a model for design of full layout from traditional transistor schematic. So whatever you are going to prepare, I hope now this is clear for you people. What is stick diagram? We are saying it is used to convey the layer information with the help of the color code. We are giving each and every color information. Okay, as we have said, here by saying this you can know that we are having a polysilicon, we are having an N transistor, we are having two more N transistors over here, correct or not? So it is complete a color representation which shows you the how many layers you are going to use, what are that, everything is shown in your by using your stick diagrams. So I hope you are clear with the stick diagrams. Go through this video properly. Okay, in case of any doubts in your diagrams, please do let me know. Okay, I'll wind up today's class here itself. Thank you.